I felt sick. It was like looking at myself in the mirror. The moment two girls switched at birth learned the terrible truth on Facebook 24 years after shocking hospital mix-up. Lorena Cobuzzi and Antonella Zenga were given to the wrong mothers in the maternity unit 26 years ago. They were brought up just 2 miles apart in the small town of Trenitopoli in Puglia, Italy. Lorena enjoyed a happy, stable childhood with warm and loving parents. Antonella's upbringing was difficult. Abandoned by her mom and adopted parents learned truth when they saw photo of Antonella on Facebook, found she was born on same day at same hospital and ordered DNA test in a maternity ward in 1989 in Puglia, the heel of Italy's boot. 2 babies were born by cesarean section, just 11 minutes apart. The 2 girls, Lorena and Antonella, were taken to the nursery and labeled with bracelets consecutively numbered 47 and 48. Before being given to their mothers, who smiled as they looked at their baby daughters for the first time. But unbeknown to the 2 women, who had been knocked out with anesthetic for the birth, the babies they were given were not their own. And everyone's lives were set on dramatically different paths. Lorena had been given to Caterina and Michele Cobuzzi. Antonella had been handed to Loretta and Luigi Mazzoni. Speaking exclusively to Mail Online, one of those babies, Lorena told how, 24 years on, she was given the deeply distressing news by the Cobuzzis, the 2 people she thought were her parents, that she was not their real daughter. "I felt physically sick," said Lorena, now 26, remembering the moment she was told the truth 2 years ago at the family home. "They sat me down and told me they had something important to tell me. They said there had been 2 families at the hospital that day. They said the babies had been swapped. The feeling was terrible. I didn't know who I was anymore. I didn't know who to call mom and dad." And what Lorena has never got to the bottom of is how the Cobuzzis discovered she was not their real daughter. They told her they had seen a photo of the other girl, Antonella, and were struck by how much she looked like Caterina. In the same photograph, the couple noted that Antonella was next to another girl, Elisa, who Antonella thought was her sister, but looked like Lorena. The photo is said to have been from Facebook, although the Cobuzzis told Lorena they had contacted her biological mother Loretta and asked for a family photo. Antonella, who has naturally curly hair, looked exactly like my official mother, Caterina. While Elisa looked exactly like me. It was like seeing myself in the photo, Lorena said. It is thought that the Cobuzzis may have had their suspicions that Lorena was not their daughter and had decided to investigate. But the couple have never told her how they came to wonder that she might not be their daughter. Once they had seen the photo and established the girls shared a birthday at the same Canossa hospital, they got a DNA test which proved Antonella was their biological daughter. As a result of the maternity ward mix-up, both girls and their families are suing the Italian health authorities for a combined $22 million. Lorena's lawyer, Stefano Di Fio, told Mail Online, "It's the first case of this kind. Of course, babies have been swapped accidentally at hospitals before. But this is the first time anyone has found out after 24 years. The 2 sets of parents initially went home with their newborns just a few miles apart, the same small town of Trenitopoli in Puglia near Bari, with a population of just 15,000 on the Adriatic coast. Caterina and Michele Cobuzzi took Lorena home, and Loretta and Luigi took Antonella with them. But although they lived in close proximity, the girls' lives were worlds apart. Lorena had a happy childhood being brought up with her older brother Francesco by the Cobuzzis, who are a well-adjusted and loving couple. They ran a small electronics shop and, although there was not much money to go around, they were a close-knit family and gave Lorena stability growing up. They are Catholics and brought up their 2 children to be religious. Antonella fared less well. Her parents had an unhappy marriage and they eventually split up. Antonella grew up with her older brother, Fidel, and younger sister, Elisa. The woman she believed was her mother, Loretta, hardly ever called the little girl by her name but used swear words instead and abuse of every kind, it is alleged. The Gazzetta del Mezzogiorno reported that the family were so destitute that there was often nothing to eat. Antonella was allegedly forced to share a bed with Fidel, who suffered from diabetes and during the night would wet the bed. Even then the sheets would not be changed, the newspaper said. After their father Luigi left to live with his new girlfriend, their mother Loretta abandoned the 3 children and moved to Turin. Antonella and her 2 siblings were cared for by their grandparents. When she was 16 in 2005, Antonella and Elisa were put up for adoption because their elderly grandparents could not cope. Her brother, Fidel, stayed with them because of his condition. She said, "I feel lucky in a sense to have been swapped and grown up in a normal loving family." She had to deal with her parents separating, then leaving her, then being adopted. "So yes, I feel fortunate that I didn't have to go through all that." She and Antonella have seen each other only once, when the fate that could have been hers struck her strongly. Antonella had gone round to the Cobuzzis' house to spend time with them after both girls had already learned the truth about their parentage. "We didn't speak. It was so strange. Because for our entire lives she should have been in my place. And I should have been in her place." Growing up, Lorena said she never suspected that she's someone else's daughter. "I never had any doubts. A few times people pointed out that I didn't look like anyone in the family. But no one ever gave it any weight. Lots of people don't look like their parents and take their looks from a grandmother or whatever. I always got on well with my elder brother Francesco. We had a typical jokey brother-sister relationship, teasing each other. And I got on well with my parents. We fought about stupid things like doing my homework but never anything important." Then, aged 17, the relationship deteriorated when she started dating a man her parents did not approve of, now her husband, Antonio. He is 12 years older, much older than me. They tried to stop us seeing each other. "So when I was still at school I left and moved in with his family," she explained. In 2010 the young couple argued with his parents and had to leave. Tragically, they ended up on the street with nowhere to go. Lorena said she asked her parents, the Cobuzzis, for money, but they refused. The couple were forced to sleep in their car for a week before they eventually managed to find a place to stay. "No one would help us," she remembered. In 2013 the couple married. But the Cobuzzis still had not come around to the relationship. "They said I was too young and should wait. But I did it anyway. They didn't come to the wedding, which was really sad for me. My father-in-law had to walk me to the altar." It was around this time 2 years ago that Lorena was told the truth by the Cobuzzis. According to legal documents filed with the court of Bari, after she was told, Lorena fell in a state of deep frustration and regret with respect to those who from birth she had thought of as her natural parents, who suddenly after very many years let her know of a medical mistake, which had marked the fate of the 2 families. She suffered psychological damage seen in the damage of her existential being in her quality of life, which is now marked by states of unhappiness with traumatic effects on her daily life, the court documents state. Lorena has had the added trauma of having to watch as the people she once called Mum and Dad have embraced their new daughter Antonella and welcomed her into the family. She has been hurt by the speed at which they have grown attached to Antonella. "They are very close. It is painful for me. I know she has been to our house. She has a relationship with my brother just like mine. This year she spent our joint birthday with them and they didn't invite me. I was alone with my husband. Today they have an uneasy relationship," said Lorena, who described it as a bit cold, and they haven't given her the answers she needs. It turned out they had asked Loretta, my biological mother, for the photo of Antonella and Elisa, Lorena explained. "I still don't know why they asked for that photo. I don't know if they always had doubts. Maybe someone said something." While the bond she had with her own family has diminished, she has been getting to know her new family. At first she couldn't find her biological mother, Loretta, Because she had moved away. She soon met her father, they embraced immediately and she met his new family. But she most wanted to meet her mother, the person who brought her into the world. When she finally met her, it was emotional, she explained. We both started crying. She is like me, very affectionate and warm. Within a few months she was calling her biological parents mom and dad, although she still calls the Cobuzzis the same names as well. One happy outcome of the appalling discovery has been the bond she has developed with Elisa, the sister she never had. It was amazing to meet her because I never had a sister before. We look so similar. Then there are strange coincidences. We are both with older men who make pizza for a living. Then we are both very outgoing and warm, whereas Antonella is a bit reserved. We speak all the time, we are close. Incredibly, the girls discovered that they had once played together as little girls at a mutual friend's house when Lorena was 11 and Elisa was 6. But I could never have imagined that little girl we played with was my sister, she said. Next month the court in Bari will decide which health authority she can sue for damages. Lorena needs a DNA test, which costs around euros 1,000 but can't afford it, although Antonella has had one, which confirmed the swap. Her husband works just 3 or 4 months a year in a pizzeria where he is paid euro 800 a month. When they receive damages, they would like to open a pizzeria of their own and start their own family. We will use the money for a better life, she said. But when I have children I'll be very watchful in hospital so they don't make any more mistakes.